Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Used to seeing me this early anymore, so I think I'm shocking the souls in the morning. Shocking the souls. We got a little lineup to go over. We got a lot of new information. Before we dive into the Sebastian Rogers case, we're going to take you for a little deep dive back into Madeline Soto. Madeline Soto is also a young girl that disappeared on the same day as Sebastian Rogers. She was 13 years old. And 2 days after she disappeared, her stepfather, Stefan Stearns, was arrested for having images and other unsavory things of this child on his phone, and they found her remains 2 days after that on March 1st. So before we get started, I just wanted to turn a little bit over to her. We'll just say something, and we'll go through a little video that I prepared a while ago about his charges. You guys have already seen it, and then we'll kind of dive into the new information. What's true, what's not true. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go. The charges are absolutely disgusting. We are starting to see a disgusting picture unfold before our very eyes. Stefan Stern's charges have been upgraded to 60 additional charges. That's correct. Many of us are reeling, just wondering what this poor girl went through in her short life on this earth. I'm not going to go through the charges that he has been charged with. They are deplorable. They are disgusting. And some of them happened before she was 12 years old. Stefan Stearns was a predator. Monsters like this do not deserve to breathe the same air as we do. And what he did to this young girl, we will never forgive him for. May she rest in peace. So it was a pretty horrific crime for her. Before we kind of dive into the morning, I just wanted to say good morning to everyone. Karen, the real me too, up in the house. It's nice to see you, sweet Jenna, SD, Gigi, the June bug. You're starting to get your name's starting to get a little lengthy there, love bug. AJ, it's nice to be here. Fly on your wall. Good morning, Salty Mama, Buck Cherry Lover, Lisa, Gemini. It is nice to see you, Cheryl. Sonia up in the house today. Good morning, my love. Kim, retired EMT. Jenny's up in the house. It's nice to see you all. Stacy, good morning. I am Team Summer. Good morning, my love. Good morning. Turtle Madness, Mally Cat, Pebbles up in the house. Good morning, my love. Miss Guidance, good morning. Good morning, my love. Teresa's up in the house. It's nice to see you, Manic Mama T. Mel C, good morning. Sebastian Rogers Strong, good morning. Christina, it's nice to see you. Speculation Station. And anybody else? I see Angel up in here. Gigi, did I say hi to you? Pink. Kit, it's nice to see you. And Casper. If I missed you, Mandy, Kat, and I think that's about it. If I missed you, I'm super, super sorry. Oh, there's our beautiful Steffers up in the house. Good morning, Jen. Wow, there's a lot more people. You guys are coming in late. We got a lot of people up in the house. For whatever reason, my tickler on the back side's not working, so I have no idea how many people are up in the house, but it looks like a lot of people are up in the house this morning. Good morning. It's nice to see you. We're going to get on to the Madeline Soto case. So I started hearing Jose Bias is going to be throwing his hat into this case. Who else has heard that by a show of ones and twos? Good morning, Crystal Clear. Because I'm looking for it. Where did you guys find it? Like, I'm sitting here, I was looking for it. I saw it this morning. My mods were talking about it. And I'm like, Jose Bias. So we do have some people up in here. And I was trying to go find the article, and I couldn't find anything. It's nice to see you, Stephanie. Not sure who that is. Oh, that's the attorney that represented Casey Anthony. If nobody knows who Jose Bias is, he was the underdog. He had no trial experience in a high-profile case like he had with Casey Anthony, and he was able to pull a wild card out of his booty. I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. You know, he had a strategy, and his strategy worked. I mean, what do you say? People deserve a defense, and so I don't know. I'm hearing rumblings, so I know if I'm hearing rumbling, obviously my mods were hearing rumblings about Jose Bias, unless I just totally missed, because I roll over, I read my text. It's possible. we won't lie. It is possible that there might have been something in my eyes at the time, like sleep, when I read it. So I could have misunderstood. But anyways, he has a powerful, he's a powerful attorney. He is now. He used to be like nobody. So this is what it's going back to, is that it's rumblings that Jen Soto is hiring him, or he's throwing his hat in there to represent Jen Soto. This is a little, hearing rumblings like this is never what you want to hear, because he's a criminal defense attorney. And there are many of us out here that have wondered if she had some part in why we are here. Now, I don't think she had any hand in what he is being charged with. I really don't believe the mom knew about this. But did she take the necessary precautions to protect her daughter from something like this? And I think that's where she's going to have a little bit of a problem. Now, again, I don't know. I can't find the article. I'm hearing rumblings, okay? I'm hearing rumblings. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. Obviously, the idea of this young child sleeping in the bed with her stepfather is a little problematic, to say the least, for many of us, because, the charges that he is charged with are a little problematic. So let me get through this commercial, and then we'll pull up the article related to it. So what we've learned over the last week when it comes to this case, looks like it's up now. Hold on.
Against accused child rapist and killer Stephen Stearns.
He was arrested in the days following the disappearance of his girlfriend's daughter, Madeline Soto.
West 2 News investigative reporter Greg Fox joins us now, going through that evidence. Greg, Stearns appears fairly calm throughout this recording.
And there may be two explanations for that. Number one, at the moment, he may be thinking detectives have no real evidence against him. Number two, he says several times in the interview that he's taking a lot of medication to control anxiety.
That's a little problematic for me, because now that push comes to shove, I'm hearing that there was a lot of medication and pharmaceuticals inside that home. Were they over medicating themselves? Because, you guys know what my three major things are for a despicable parent.
What he didn't know then is that detectives had already been focusing on him as the prime suspect.
And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school.
You're listening to Stephen Stearns' voice as he was being interviewed by detectives on February 27th, one day after 13-year-old Madeline Soto disappeared. Stearns, the boy...
I gotta tell you, one of the most eerie... I don't know, the one thing that gave me, I don't know if they've got it in this clip or not, but the one thing that almost sent shivers, if you will, up my spine with this case was when he said she was a good girl. Like, it made me, it was disgusting for me. It was disgusting, hindsight 2020, listening to this and listening to his interview, the words that he used made me sick.
Boyfriend of Maddie's mother was supposed to drop her off at Hunters Creek Middle School, but said she wanted to be dropped off a couple of blocks away.
She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school.
But Maddie never arrived at school. Video evidence would later, allegedly...
You notice what those vehicles say? Forensics on them. It's kind of funny how one child that disappears from their home gets forensic testing of the home, but other children, like say in Tennessee, don't. Little weird. Just thought I'd point that out there to you, because this was like a few days. Okay, forensic team all over this house.
Shows Stearns discarding items that included Maddie's backpack and laptop computer in a dumpster at the family's Kissimmee apartment complex. During the recorded interview, Stearns expressed sadness at Maddie's disappearance.
At that point, my brain was mush, and I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me stable.
And he gave this explanation about why most of the information on his phone was deleted.
I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone.
Massive OS update. I don't remember a massive OS update around that time. Do you guys remember a massive OS update? I don't remember it. I got an OS phone. I got an Apple phone and a Samsung. I don't remember any of that. But hey,
I lose all
what
of
do I
my
know?
contacts, all my information.
Investigators would later retrieve images from the phone that prompted the initial charges against Stearns of sexual battery on a child under 12.
Yeah, I know he does. So there you kind of have it. And then we learned, I'm not going to play through all of this, but then we learned that Mom was, hey Mike, nice to see you, love. Mom was allowing this child to sleep in the bed. And, I have kind of mixed feelings about that. I mean, at her age, I think it's inappropriate. But he's been in her life for so long. He's been in her life since she was 8 years old. And I have to kind of defer to my parents that are here with blended families at 8 years old, putting your child between you and your significant other. I don't know if that's really problematic. Children have nightmares and you still have to get up and go to work. So I don't know. But is this something that's still ongoing at the age of 13? That I have a problem with. But it sounds like this was going on up to the day that she disappeared. If he was there, they all slept together. Mom was on a lot of medication, would zonk out, so much so she'd have a problem waking up in the morning. That to me is highly disturbing. There's one other case that we're just going to touch on. That's kind of all I have for Madeline Soto. There's going to be one other case that we're going to touch on, and I'm going to give you guys an update, a rough update on this particular case. It's another Rogers case that we have been talking about for a significant amount of time, and a case that I do want to cover personally. I do want to go there and go through this case personally. So here you guys go, and then we'll get started, and we'll dive right on into Sebastian Rogers with all the latest and breaking updates on that particular case.
In the Crystal Rogers case, two of Kentucky's highest courts released big decisions today, both ruling against Brooks Houck. Houck is charged with murder in connection to the 2015 disappearance of Crystal Rogers. He was arrested in September and has been in jail on a $10 million bond since then.
Crystal Rogers is a mother of 5 beautiful kids that went missing on the July 4th weekend in 2015. Her boyfriend, Brooks Houck, came under heavy scrutiny about her disappearance back in 2015. Brooks Houck was later arrested after Joseph Lawson, and the case kind of died out. There was some major shocks in the case when the state prosecutor, Brooke Houck's hearing, tells the judge that his brother, Nick, might have been the one that shot Crystal's father, Tommy Ballard. If you're unfamiliar with this case, Crystal is a beautiful young lady that disappeared in 2015, and her father went out looking for her and searching. Well, during a hunting, what many thought was a hunting accident, he was shot to death. And apparently during this hearing for Brooks Houck, it was alleged that his brother Nick may have killed Crystal's father.
Waiting for testing to come back on the firearm we believe was used to murder Tommy Ballard, firearm that we purchased from Nicholas Houck, who was using a fake name.
This case has a lot of twists and turns, and that's not it. In 2013, an officer was ambushed. His name is Jason Ellis. And people are starting to feel that this Jason Ellis is connected to this particular case with Crystal Rogers and Brooks Houck. So now we have 3 people arrested in connection with the death of Crystal Rogers, although her body has not yet been found.
The Chief Justice ruling today, Nelson County Judge Charles Sims will be staying on the case, writing, quote, the defendant failed to demonstrate any disqualifying circumstance that would require the appointment of a special judge. Houck will stay in jail on a $10 million bond until his trial. His next court date is set for February of next year.
So there you have the update on, well, that's not the actual update for Crystal Rogers, but it gives you a little bit of back history on the story. It's a wild story out there in Bardstown, Kentucky. It's got a lot of corruption. You know, the brother worked for the Bardstown Police Department, started throwing in some stuff. He ended up losing his job trying to help his brother. His brother is now behind bars. And what is now being alleged in the court documents is that the father of Joseph Lawson, I can't remember. Why can't I remember his name? Steve Lawson. There we go. Steve Lawson is the father of Joseph Lawson. And he actually had some type of immunity deal that he was working on with law enforcement at the time. And of course, he was not being forthcoming. Therefore, he lost his immunity deal, which is what I had presumed happened, because when you're dealing with a sweetheart deal, an immunity deal, something like that, and you lie, they will revoke that in a quickness. And so it sounded like Brooks Houck had approached Stephen, the father, the one in the middle over here. It seems to me that he was approached to either do the dirty deed or find somebody that could. So Brooks Houck was actually actively looking for somebody to take out Crystal Rogers at the time she disappeared. Joseph Lawson, how he was brought in is because Steve said he had to go pick his son up from the side of the road. Apparently, when they were trying to hide and move the car for Crystal Rogers, apparently it got a flat tire. Kind of funny how these flat tires happen in weird spots when they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Like, we just had a flat tire. How did Stephen Stearns get in flat tire, right? So this is kind of a situation where this guy got a flat tire and had to call his father to come pick him up and had to leave the car on the side of the road. They thought that car was staged. That car was going someplace else. It was not supposed to be at that spot. I don't know where it was going, but it ended up being on the side of the road where it was, simply because it got a flat tire. That's it. So now all three of them it sounds like these are the three. Now, I do believe that there's going to be more charges in this case, and there's a number of reasons why. Again, I said this case is pretty interesting, to say the least. Brooks' brother, Nick Houck, the officer that used to work for Bardstown Police Department, the state attorney stated that they purchased a gun from Nick Houck. And that gun, they believe, was used to unalive Crystal's dad. Crystal's dad was her biggest supporter. He was out there looking for her. He was turning up the earth to find his daughter. He knew something bad had happened to her, and he knew Brooks was responsible. And it sounds to me like he was getting close to something before there was this wannabe hunting accident on his property. But it quickly turned not to be a hunting accident, but actually somebody that intentionally unalived her dad. So now her mom had to deal with her daughter and her husband. And it is believed that it's all by the same family. So I do anticipate more arrests. I believe that Brooke Houck's mother is somehow involved or has knowledge of what happened. So I still believe that there are several people that are deserving of these beautiful silver bracelets that are courtesy of our police departments around this country. They have not yet received their prize. So we're still waiting for that right now. So that's really all I have in the Crystal Rogers case. It's still a case that I really want to go out and cover. This kind of has a lot of bells and whistles. This has kind of that corruption element to it as well, because this was a well-to-do family, one of the more well-known families out there that had a farm. Lots of things happen on the farm, You get down, it goes from that to, a whole host of things that can happen, such as, making somebody disappear. Farms are very good for that. I mean, look at the two moms from Kansas. If it was, that case wasn't so polarized, I do believe they would have eventually found him, because it was just so obvious who the culprits were in that case that, you know, it like you I don't even know what to say. I'm sitting here in Florida, and within a few minutes, I kind of had a good understanding of what transpired in the Kansas mom's case, you know. We're going to go ahead and get over to the Sebastian Rogers case here, and then we're going to kind of open up the phone lines for everybody to talk, because we've got some stuff that's been going on in this case. We've been talking about it for a while. Sebastian Rogers is a 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and has not been seen since. This is the one of two cases that we started covering. They both disappeared. I just talked about Madeline Soto. And of course, Sebastian Rogers, they both disappeared on the same day. He has not been found. There has been no credible sightings of him. And there has been some very weird behaviors and statements coming from his mom and stepfather, to say the least. And what we're going to be discussing in just a few moments is going to go right to the heart of that. But before we do, again, I'm just going to show you guys a video for those that are new to this case, that haven't seen it or heard it. This is an opportunity, at least for you, to get an idea of the case. If I can find it. This is going to be a little bit longer. It's going to be about a 4-minute video. Again, another video that you guys have seen before.
Hey guys, Bullhorn Betty here, giving you breaking daily updates related to the Sebastian Rogers case. This is going to blow your mind, guys. I've been personally covering the case of Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared from Hendersonville, Tennessee. His mother, Katie Proudfoot, and stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, came out and told their stories in this interview about what transpired related to the disappearance of their 15-year-old son. Katie, Sebastian's mother, describes the day before he disappeared, Sunday, February 25th. They went to BJ's, he got a colossal popcorn, he was just a very happy, jovial young man, and they came home, put some snacks away, and then they went to a local bowling alley, and next to the bowling alley was a steakhouse where they ate. After they ate, they loaded up and went home. He took out the garbage, and the rest is history. He goes to bed at 9 p.m., Mom goes to bed at midnight, she awakes at 6 a.m. to wake Sebastian up as she normally does, and he's gone. Christopher Proudfoot states that he was not even in the area at the time that Sebastian left the home, that he was many miles away as he was working in Memphis and staying in his camper in Mississippi. A lot of people watching this case unfold became very, very skeptical of both Katie and Christopher Proudfoot's story about what happened leading up to Sebastian's disappearance. Many people noticed the deep abrasion scratches in some areas looking like bite marks on Christopher Proudfoot's arms some 8 days after Sebastian disappeared. Seth Rogers, which is Sebastian's biological father, decided to start doing some ground searches and raised money on a GoFundMe page to aid those efforts. Christopher Proudfoot threatened Sebastian's father in a lawsuit related to the GoFundMe page, and also the fact that Seth appeared to make the family, the other side of the family, look bad. Many people went out searching for Sebastian Rogers, and the one thing that was missing out of all the efforts volunteers put forth was Christopher and Katie Proudfoot. And when people asked them why they weren't out searching for their very son that went missing from their home, they told people that it was because law enforcement told them to stay home. However, that very evening, they were seen at a barbecue joint outside of the home enjoying a dinner. Meanwhile, never once searching for their very son that they say they care about and want to come home. Media was in an uproar, demanding answers from both Katie and Christopher Proudfoot why they're not helping with any searches for their son. And what was their response? They got in their camper, packed it up, and took off. Sebastian's mom and stepfather took off to a campground in Mississippi, where they returned home for a short while and then returned back to this campground. Right now, it appears that the camper is still at this mobile home park or RV park with Chris's truck, but we have confirmed Chris is not staying there and has installed a camera on the camper. There are so many people curious as to why there's a camera on this camper, but not on their home before Sebastian Rogers walked out that door. The sheriff was very cordial at the beginning of this search for Sebastian when he truly believed both Katie and Chris Proudfoot were deemed innocent and had no culpability in the disappearance of their son. If you look at the newest interview Nick Barris has with this very sheriff, you see a much different demeanor. Does this case anger me? You darn right. Does it make me want to almost lose my mind? You darn tootin'. Chris and Katie have a lot of explaining to do, because what I just laid out for you is only a minor, small amount of the case against them.
So that's kind of where we are in this case. And then, of course, we have Chris Proudfoot on another. I want to know which family members were on FT with him that morning and how common it is for him to eat favorite breakfast on FT with family. FaceTime, is that what you're saying? Was it? I don't know about the, I know that the Sunday morning before she said, this is a fun fact. Remember we teased about the whole fun fact thing? This is a fun fact. I made him breakfast that morning, and it always made you want it. I don't think that's right. There's no way. There's no way, UFC Frog. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. For her stepdad to start today. What does it say? Real Me Tea trial for her stepdad starts today. Who's that? Who's that? Fun fact, the timeline doesn't add up. I know. The timeline's never added up, right? I've never understood. You know, the only thing that has stayed consistent from, and I say it all the time, is the three numbers. It was 9, midnight, and 6 a.m. Those were the numbers that always stayed the same. And I just found them a little odd. They are all divisions of 3. You know, because we talk about the deceptive detective and his analysis of the number 3. And it's like every time we look at this case, it's like 3s are all over it. I mean, 3 minutes to call Chris, 3 people, like 2 aunts and a cousin that was added, a 3-hour conversation, 3 major times staying the same. All 3 of those times can be divided by 3. I mean, you literally have 3s coming out the booty of this case. And it makes you wonder, you know, because the 3 is the common theme, you know? Is this entire case BS? Probably. I mean, I don't know. We don't know what happened, in all fairness. We really don't. All we can do is identify certain behaviors and traits that don't seem odd to us and what lead me to believe. I mean, at this point, we have enough corroborated evidence, like actual factual evidence, that there were some bad things going on inside that house. To what extent, we don't know, right? We don't even know that, to what extent, but we know it couldn't have been good. We all have gotten enough information. I think it satisfies that there was something going on in this house. One of the other things that we talked about on here many times with all the people, all the beautiful people that come here to the show, and that is what these parents, in my opinion, try to accomplish. Because we said, I think a lot of us felt that these parents didn't anticipate this child getting them as much attention. He's a 15-year-old boy. He's an autistic boy. If you look at any Google search, you're going to see that, autistic children run off. You know, they wander off all the time. They get distracted. They walk out the door. They find something that's interesting to them, and off they go. So this was not uncommon. You know, this is a story we've heard all so well, but we knew with this story, especially this story, things don't make sense because literally there is no evidence. And there is no way that we can wrap our minds around how a 15-year-old autistic boy that allegedly left a home barefoot could not leave a stitch of evidence or cleaned up after himself when his family has such a hard time with him cleaning up after himself. It doesn't make sense. There's literally not one stitch of evidence that say this child walked out of that home, yet the parents are wanting us to believe this child walked out of that home. They want us to believe that this child is just a normal runaway child, even though this child has had no past of running away from home. He didn't run away from home to go to his favorite parent, his father. He just disappeared into the night and was never seen again. It doesn't make sense to many of us. And I want you to hear these statements that Chris Proudfoot just recently made. And I want you to hear how happy he is about his stepson not being found. I think that's problematic for me. That I don't get to see his face. I can only hear his voice. And hearing his voice tells me a lot. It makes me hear a lot. It makes me feel a lot. I want you guys to hear it. I'm going to turn all this off because I don't want you to see anything. I just want you to listen. I really just kind of want you to listen to his voice. Listen to how happy he seems. How wonderful it sounds. That he can't find, that his son did all these great things. His stepson did all these great things. And man, he's so clever. He was able to hide himself so well. Let's listen to this. This almost sounds like Chris is so proud of the work he has done, if you really want my truth.
Probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap. It's just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever. It's so simple.
Sounds, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. It just doesn't give me this warm, fuzzy feeling. It makes me feel like he's, like bragging. To me, it sounded like he was bragging. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to it again. Why not?
Simple that
let's just keep listening.
It's probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap. It's just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child.
Isn't that what we said Chris wanted us to all believe? Didn't we say that like a month ago? They just want us to believe this was just a boring runaway case of a child. Tennessee ain't looking at, they haven't even brought the forensic trucks in. Madeline Soto, guess what? She had forensic trucks there before the end of night. Here in Florida, of course, where we know how to do law enforcement. I think Tennessee, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations and all of their trainers need to come to Florida. They need to get their butts to Florida. They need to be trained properly. I wish Grady Judd would institutionalize his gifts, right? Make the Grady Judd School of Law Enforcement, Grady Judd School of Law Enforcement. I can hear that. I can hear that. Talking to myself, yeah. He gets a little giddy when he talks about
yes, KJ, yes, but he seems just listen. Fortunately,
it seems like he's so prideful because we know he's talking about himself. Listen to this.
That is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
We're going to hear it again.
It's so simple that it's probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap. It's just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left.
Best part about it. Best part about it. He managed to do it without leaving any evidence behind. Yeah. 15-year-old autistic boy that has a litany of medical issues is just amazing. I mean, golly. Best part about it. Best part about Sebastian Rogers is he was able to walk out the door and disappear into the pitch of night and never be seen again and not leave a stitch of evidence. Wow. It's amazing how a kid is. I mean, I cover this every day. I don't know if I'm that clever. I don't know if I've got it. But I'm not military trained, you know? So, you know, maybe that's just the military trained part of cleaning up after yourself. That's so great. That's so great. Fun fact, I don't believe this boy walked out of his house willingly. Fun fact is I want Katie Proudfoot to explain what happened that evening. Fun fact. Listen to this. I want you guys to hear this. I'm going to step it back just a little bit because I like the bedtime stories analysis. I think this is
He has managed to do this.
Let's go back a little bit more. Maybe it's right there.
Chris.
Let's listen.
Proudfoot, and when he appeared on the panel of another YouTube show this past weekend, he said some pretty cray-cray things. The show I'm talking about has proven to be a safe place for Chris and Katie Proudfoot. It is a place where they are lauded, celebrated, admired. It is not a place of criticism.
I think they're talking about Clues Channel. I'm not sure whose channel they're talking about. I have to assume that, but that's just an assumption on my part. I don't know.
So let's begin with this zinger.
It's so simple that it's probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap. It's just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever. That is the most unique aspect of this case.
Unique.
Did you hear Chris say that the best thing about Sebastian's disappearance is that he left no evidence behind? Shouldn't Chris be saying the worst thing about Sebastian's disappearance is that he left no evidence behind? Doesn't Chris want Sebastian's fate to be known? Doesn't he want Sebastian to be found and for everyone to get answers? I don't think the use of the word best there is a mistake. I think it's very revealing. I think it's a Freudian slip. I also think it may be what's called duper's delight. Just in
I wanted you guys to hear this. That's why I went ahead and played it.
case you don't know what that is, duper's delight is the temporary thrill that some people experience when they cheat or deceive someone. It's also known as cheater's high. I'm wondering if Chris was engaging in a little duper's delight there. Let me play it for you one more time.
It's so simple that it's probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap. It's just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever. That is the most unique aspect of this case.
No.
He sounds proud of himself. He's not proud of Sebastian. He's proud of himself. He's got time he needs to explain. He left to go get his camper. Let me grab this. This is Betty. This is Betty. Hello?
Betty, this is Doug.
Are you going to be nice to me today, Doug?
Yes, I'm going to be nice. But I did some research
Okay, I'm
on
ready
this
for
case. Okay? Have you read the divorce papers of Chris, of Katie, and Seth?
No, I don't get into divorce papers because divorces.
You hadn't read the divorce papers.
I've read a few sheets of unsubstantiated allegations in
Okay.
divorce papers. Yes.
Have you heard about them getting married? How old Katie was?
Yeah, she was 19.
You better do some more research. Mama signed the papers. She got married at the age of 14-year-old.
I don't think she was 14 when she got married to Seth.
Well, the papers that Mama signed to allow her to get married
And where
to
did
Seth
these documents come from?
in California. They're in California. They're in California is where she signed the papers for Seth to marry her 14-year-old daughter because she was pregnant.
I don't believe it, but I'll if you've got it, can you send those to me so I can look at them?
They're public records in California. Is the only way I found it. I didn't print them out.
Okay, can you send me the link that you found?
It's public records in California. Divorce papers.
I know, but what
looked
website
up.
did you find them on?
Public records of California divorce papers.
I know, but I plugged that in and I don't see anything here. So what link did you use to look at them?
I forgot what link that was we looked at. But she was 14-year-old when she got married.
Okay, well, I mean, nobody's been able to show me the documents, and I've been looking for them. So, I mean, if maybe when you come across them, send me the link and I'll look at them and review them. But I haven't been able to find them personally.
But if she was 14-year-old, like the paper says, then it's all wrong. The poor little old boy was done wrong all around.
Yeah, but I have a funny feeling because I've looked at this case upside down, one side, the other. I've seen divorce papers, but I've never seen anything state that. And if there are papers out there that are being peddled, I doubt they're coming from because I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them.
So you read the divorce papers
Between Seth
about where she filed for restraining order?
Yeah, I've read all that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've read all that.
Okay. What does Seth used to do in front of Sebastian?
Well, I know that he lost his cool. They're all over there. At least that's what is alleged. The problem is, this is the problem. You're going to talk. I understand where you're coming from. So let me
go to jail for justice.
I'm not going to jail for justice. I'm not going to jail for justice.
He got the divorce papers. She sent me the link.
Okay, well then she can send me the link, or somebody in my mod can send me the link for it. But no, I'm not going to jail for justice. I've got nothing to do over there on that. That they're bashing an innocent man, and I totally disagree with what's been going on. Point blank.
Well, when it's documented in the court papers.
Well, you can't even reduce the court papers. You're telling me it's documented in these court papers. I see a bunch of biased people with butthurt feelings.
She's the one that sent it to me.
Yeah, she's also the one that gave us Steph a freaking nutcase that wasn't a freaking searcher. Didn't even have damn dogs. Didn't do her due diligence.
If she was 14-year-old, what does that make Seth?
I don't get into the rumors. I don't get into the rumors. Why are you attacking? Doug, let me ask you this: why are you attacking an innocent man?
He walked around naked in front of that little boy.
When are you going to start attacking the Proudfoots that actually did their dirty deeds? Why are you attacking a man that did something potentially when this kid was back in California years ago? But you're totally avoiding the fact that people are doing something to this boy tomorrow and yesterday.
It's the whole family.
Okay, then it's the whole fucking family. Now, what's your fucking point, Doug? Anything else? Would you like how much more would you like to bash? How much more would you like to bash Seth?
Doug,
I'm blocking your number. We're done. He's getting my blood pressure high. We're done. Doug, don't call back to my channel. Okay, you need to do better research and quit taking everybody else's BS. I want to see the documents. I'm not going to argue with anybody when you can't even produce me the frickin' documents you're arguing about. I don't argue with idiots. First and foremost, if it offends people, then you're probably being offended right now by me saying that. That means you probably personally feel yourself as an idiot. If you're not offended by that comment, you're probably one of the smart people. Okay? Cupcake? Okay. Now that we're through that, Doug, please don't call back to my show. I've given you an opportunity. We do not bash innocent people here. If you want to talk about the case, you want to talk about information of the case, that's fine. This man had to fight to get the CPS records. This man had to deal with all of this. This man has been out in that field. I will not, until you come here and tell me and prove to me that Chris and Katie had no part in this, in his disappearance, I don't want to hear any more about Seth Rogers on my channel. When it comes to this, if you have relevant information that isn't gossip, I'll entertain it. But I've watched channels take and put out false information after false information on this platform intentionally to hurt one person and one person only. Let me be very clear on this platform, will not engage in the nonsense. I'm done. I'm here to help. This is the true crime genre of YouTube. We talk about cases and bad guys. If anybody has a personality conflict, this is not the place to air it. I've got a lot of personality conflicts. I've got a lot of dirty laundry I could air. I'm choosing to stay on this case. So if you guys would like to learn about this case, this is what we're going to do. This child right here was left in these people's home and disappeared. There is no evidence the boy walked out of the home. These are my primary focus until they can satisfy my mind. This is where this channel's focus is going to be, and any information to locate this boy right here. Anything else over and above that is done. This is not a drama channel. So if you guys are looking for that, this is not the place for you to be. There's plenty of channels out there that gets true crime and the drama all up in one channel. That's not this channel. So if that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong house. We talk about cases. We talk about bad guys. That's what we talk about over here. Okay? So just to be very clear. So if you guys would like to call in and would like to talk about the case, then that's where we're going to keep the focus. I'm fine. But we need to have a come to Jesus because I'm sick and tired of this crap coming here. We do not bash innocent people on this channel. If people want to do that, they want to get into that drama, they can take it on their channel. They can, trust me, it's a lot more clicky and viewy to have the drama. I don't want it. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you. So now getting back to this, getting back to the topic of conversation, which is Chris's poor behavior, not Seth's, for Doug in the back that can't understand or pull a stick out of his ass. We're talking about the two people that are acting suspicious. We're talking about the two people that had the last contact with this young boy before he disappeared. We're talking about two people that are littered in the Department of Children and Family Services records, okay? We're not talking about the situations that happened years ago. We're talking about the situations that have recently happened, okay? So that's where we're focused on because this happened recently, okay? He didn't disappear 8 years ago when they were going through the divorce, or 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, or whatever the years ago it was that they were going through the divorce. We're not talking about that time, okay? We're going to fast forward and take our time machine to the current time, 2024, okay? And 2023. That's where this channel is going to reside in the 2023 and 2024 era, okay? And if we can focus on the 2023 and the 2024 era, I'm pretty sure Seth really doesn't have a whole lot to do with that. We will be coming back to these people right here. So let's get back on to this. I want you guys to hear this for all the new people coming in.
Behind whatsoever. It's so simple that it's probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap. It's just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
And you know, also, we have to remember that Chris Proudfoot also said on Web Sleuths something about there's no proof. So we've got a father that's saying, or stepfather rather, that's saying there's no proof and that there's no evidence. These are not comfortable words that I like hearing. Hey, Susan, it's nice to see you. These are not words that I'm comfortable hearing from a parent of a missing child. These are not words you want to hear. No parent that's missing a child uses these words. Hey, B. Betty, good morning. So why is Chris using these types of words? I don't know. I just know he is. I know he is. For those that are just tuning in, we are having an open conversation about the newest comments and commentary that Chris has said. I kind of feel that he's proud of himself. I don't think Sebastian did this. You guys know my opinion on this. I really don't think Sebastian did this. Sorry, guys, I haven't been feeling all that well since I've had this abscess. I mean, it's been kind of messing with my neck and my stomach a little bit. So you got to give me just a little bit of a second. Sorry, I'm trying to get through these lives well, you know, but I haven't been doing too well. I'm not sick, but I've been dealing with an infection. So, and it's starting to bother my neck and not make me feel too awfully hot. So hopefully I can get into the dentist this week and get the car back. Hopefully the car should be back today, just FYI. But right now we're just dealing with Chris and his statements that he most recently made. And those are just weird. You know, he's talking about how lucky he is that there's no evidence left. He seems almost happy that Sebastian has gone away and not coming back. But see, this is the problem we have. We knew that this is what Chris has been trying to portray. We said this from the very beginning. This is the story that he was going to portray. And he is literally saying exactly what we said over a month ago he was trying to accomplish. And it was the fact that this is just a boring case of a 15-year-old kid running away. Well, it's not. Is the problem. It's not. Listen to this.
It's so simple that it's probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap. It's just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And
nobody in their household is freaking out about it. Did you notice that? He's not freaking out. Mom's not freaking out. Nobody is just, thank you, Crimson. God bless you. Nobody is just distraught. They're all just chill. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Just chill. And if we had not said that up front at the beginning, and what did I also say at the beginning? That the biggest key piece of evidence for me is the lack of evidence. It's the lack of evidence. It's not the evidence. It's the lack of evidence, because how in the world does a 15-year-old autistic boy leave without shoes and cover up every ounce of evidence that he even walked out the door? It doesn't make sense. Only people that are trying to cover up those tracks are able to cover up those tracks. That boy ain't trying to cover up his tracks. He's not thinking like that. I don't even know if he's capable of thinking like that. So there's really all my commentary. I don't know if people are trying to call in or not. It looks like there were several people, but the phone is not ringing and I can't get the phone to ring. So I see that there were, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people that have tried to call in, but my phones are not, after Doug, my phones went kaput. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Oh, did I turn them off? Maybe I turned them off. Hold on a second. Maybe I turned him off when he got on there. Let me turn it on. There we go. If you guys would like, call in. I'll leave them open for 2 more minutes, but I'm kind of done with my commentary on this. It was just I'm appalled. I'm appalled with Chris and Katie's behavior. I'm consistently appalled with Chris and Katie's behavior, and I'm sick and tired of arguing with people about Seth. This is not about Seth. This is Betty. This is Betty. Good morning. How are you? Oh, I am wonderful. Where are you calling from, my love? Well, there you go. Roll Tide. That's that right? Roll Tide. There we go. I have Alabama people in my chat all the time. I don't watch football anymore. I know. That's what I hear. Uh-huh. But my question is why are all these channels focusing on crap that literally has nothing to do with the case? And not focusing on trying to get the information. Hold on a second. Everybody's saying there's no sound. It sounds like my sound just dropped. Hold on a second. Guys, I got it. I got no sound. Okay, guys, chill out with the notifying me. My phone is literally blown up. Give me just a second. Let me get this resolved. I don't know what happened. Okay, go ahead and talk. Can you guys hear? Oh. Oh, it just hung up on whoever it was. Dad burn it. So did you guys hear the ring? The phones are acting funny. I guess I'm just going to have to close down the phones. The phones are, if somebody wants to try to call in, we'll try. I'd like to have the last caller call back. Because I don't know. If we can't get it to work, we can't get it to work. I can take this off and put it back on, but it's, I don't know. Some days we have no problems with it. I set it up, and then other days we do. So I don't know what to do. Let me just check my audio. Everything here on my audio looks fine. Hopefully you guys can hear that. This is Betty. I had to reset because nobody could hear you. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. All right. Well, listen. Yeah, nobody can hear you on the phone there. I'm having some audio issues, so I'm going to have to probably have you hold this until later today when we open up the phone lines again. I don't know what the problem is here, but I'm having some major issues. I am so sorry, but everybody's... Oh, wait, whoa. They're saying that they can hear me, just not you. I don't know. I'm so sorry. If you want me... Let me see if I can... There's really no way to turn you on, so I don't know what to do here. I'm having audio issues. Aw. Yeah, I don't really care. To be honest with you, I would like to source that to see if it's absolutely accurate, but I don't know what happened. At the end of the day, that was 15 years ago. It literally has nothing to do with this case. If it was done lawfully and legally, which it sounds like it was, it's not my problem. I really don't care if it was done lawfully and legally, which it sounds like it was. We need to move on to the unlawful behavior. And I'm sick and tired. I don't really give a rat's ass if they have 100,000 people, 97,000 people. If you're being a shit here on the streets of YouTube, attacking a man that's done nothing wrong, an innocent man, they can all kiss my ass. Yeah. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I wish they could hear you. All right, honey bunny. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, guys. I don't know what's going on with my audio here. But, you know, this is where I'm at. I'm done with the bullshit and the attacks of this man. And I don't care if he went to court and he did everything lawfully and legally. If that's the case, that's what I'm hearing here. Mom signed a document. I'm not entertaining any phone calls right now because nobody can hear you guys, unfortunately. Can you guys hear the phones ringing or no? You guys still can't hear any of that? But I'm not willing to attack a man that has nothing to do with the disappearance of his child. Now, I understand that JS for Justice has some kind of loyalty to the people that are attacking Seth. And I've tried to not have to say anybody or poke the bear or anything like that because I want to stay out of the drama. But I'm tired, okay? I'm tired of these people attacking an innocent man. I don't give a rat's ass. If they did something lawfully or legally, guess what? That's the realm I live in to conduct my business, lawful and legal. I'm tired of the attacks on Seth that had absolutely nothing to do with the disappearance of his child. Now, this group of people that want to do nothing but nonstop attack this man instead of focusing on the case at hand can kiss my white breaded ass. You are the shit of YouTube. The shit. Get it together. You guys are acting like a bunch of freaking unprofessional hyenas. All of them. All over a few clicks and views and a butthurt feelings and some type of loyalty behind the scenes. Well, I don't play none of that shit. This is about these cases. So let's get it together. If these creators continue to do it, the only people that can put a stop to it is the audience. So whenever you guys are ready to put a stop to it, you know how to unsubscribe. And just like with me, right? If you guys don't like what's coming out of my mouth, you know where that unsubscribe button is. And by God, use it, right? Use it. I'm here for true crime. I'm not here for petty bullshit. I'm here for true crime. I'm here to help these cases. Right now, we have two people that have a lot of answers. And guess what? You don't see Seth's face up here. Why? Because we keep it to the facts of the case, not bullshit. So maybe everybody here can actually get their shit together and start focusing on the case at hand instead of distracting bullcrap. All right, I've turned the phones off. I'm kind of done. We're not bashing Seth on this channel, okay? There's a small group of channels that are out there that you can do that if you so desire, okay? This is not the one. We're going to keep to the facts. We're going to keep to the people that need to have our foot on their neck, and they are right here. And again, we don't see Seth's face here. This is our victim. This is where he disappeared from. You notice something common with my thumbnail? We got the two people, the three people that matter in this case right now. So let's get to work. All right, guys, take it easy. Don't be sleazy. Right? Don't be sleazy. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe and kind to one another. God bless, and we will see you soon. Rock it out with your coffee beans out.
From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work. We will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you advocating for each of these victims. God bless you, God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.